Okay, so it is a little after 10:30. This video is going to be kind of a little tricky because I have such a big umbrella. So I'm going to do my best here. Good morning. If you're hopping on, just give a hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. I got the kind of, let's see, let me get it here so that I can at least talk with you guys. Okay, so let me get this umbrella out of the way. Good morning. Good morning, Jessica. Sorry, the camera's shaking. I have it on the table that I'm using to work on. So this was kind of a tricky setup today. Got this huge umbrella to work with. Good morning, Kathleen. Let me try to get some of this glare out of here. Let's see if that's a little better. That might be a little better. Okay, good morning. Let's see if I can maybe give you a little better work with my camera here. Okay. Ooh. Hope I don't get this shaking so much. Sorry. I've been working with trying to get this camera situation for about the last half hour, and I think this is probably the best setup I can get. Good morning, Emma from the UK. Good morning, Camilla. Oh, we got Linda. Okay, great. Nice, 50 degrees in St. Louis. I know, it just seems like a spring day here today. So the sun is shining, yay. We've had a lot of dreary days here. So really happy about that. Boy, when the sun shines, it makes a world of difference how you feel. So, okay, I am going to give it about 30 seconds. Let me grab a few more things. Michigan, okay. And then we're going to get this started. This should be not a really long video. This is fairly easy to do. So, okay, let me give you about 30 seconds and then I'm going to grab a few things and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm coming live to you from my kitchen. Had to grab myself something to drink this morning. Okay, I don't know about you all, but it seems like half of my grandchildren are sick with this stupid virus that's been going around. So I've been lucky so far to dodge it, which I'm happy about. Okay, here, let me... Sorry, I'm going to keep adjusting you guys until I can kind of get this right. Okay, there we are, great. So, okay. Well, today we are going to do, I've done a tutorial before on these, a live before on these a while back. Love the top, thank you. And I did it on my heat press the last time. So, but these are the very big golf umbrellas. Now you could do this on any umbrella because umbrellas are polyester and they're 100% polyester. So these can be done on pretty much, let me see, there we are, on pretty much any umbrella there is. I just like these big golf umbrellas. My husband, we have a health insurance business, and we give these out sometimes to our clients for outings and things that we do. So I give a lot of sublimated items to a lot of our clients, you know, from anywhere from mugs to magnets to golf umbrellas. These are great. These are great promotional items. So if you want to promote your business, whether it be your crafting business, or you know, or also a business if you have a business, a family business. These are great. This is something. This is a large surface that you can go ahead and put your logo on and things like that. So that's what I do with these. These are great for school logos, school events. My daughter used to be in the marching band. She was a color guard, and these would be great sitting in the stadium. And actually the blue and white was actually my home colors, our school colors. So this right here was a great promotional item. I mean, you're sitting right there in the bleachers with your open umbrella, and you know, everybody behind you is reading your logo. So these are great for that. And like I said, you can use any umbrella. I'm just choosing to use these golf size ones. Our clients tend to like these, and they're huge, but any works. So grab yourself an umbrella, and I will tell you, these are the ones, I get these ones. This one's I picked up at Lowe's the other day. It's the 60-inch. It was $5.98. You can also find I think they're black and white at Home Depot. They are, because I do our business ones in black and white. So, and they're either $4.98 or also $5.98. They might have went up this year. I bought a bunch last year, so they might have went up as well. So for under $6, you got a great advertising tool, and who doesn't need an umbrella? So it's a great marketing item for yourself. So put your business logo on here and market yourself with these. And everybody needs an umbrella. You just never realize you need one until it's raining. It's like, I always say, it's like wiper blades. I know I need them, but I don't ever think about it until it starts to rain. So we are in the rainy season. So it is upon us. So we are going to be using our umbrellas a lot. Okay, so I didn't turn this on. What I'm going to use today is I have used the heat presses before, but I find this a little bit easier to maneuver, so I am going to use my Cricut Easy Press. So if you have one of these, go ahead and use that. So let me get this started up. Let me get it heating up. It'll only take a few minutes. Would it melt under the press? No, it does not. I will tell you though, when you put these under the press, I'm going to show you something, just even on this heat press, that you'll need to do. You're going to do their logo. Great, yeah. How do you put a logo on it? It's just like anything else. Just take your business logo, your header, whatever it is that you use for your business, print it out on sublimation paper, just like you would sublimate anything else. I'm going to use it. We're going to sublimate it right onto our umbrellas. These are great because they are 100% polyester. So they sub beautifully. Okay. So while my heat press is heating up, sorry, I got a little bit of a cough. Not really a cough, more like a cold. I do my images about 8x8. So that's what I do on here. You can probably get up to about a 9x9. You might be able, just depending on how this is. This was more of a square. So this was printed out 8x8 on, I got 4 of them on a 13x19 sheet. Okay, so I was able to do that. Do I have a printing size preference? Yes. You mean for the umbrellas? I like the 8x8, 9x9 at the largest. But it just depends, because if you have a portrait mode, you're going to have more space to do. It's the width that you're kind of a little bit limited on. So I'm doing an 8x8 on mine. Is that too big, a 16x20? No, your heat press isn't going to be too big. And I'll tell you why, because you're really only going to be putting it in the corner. So you're going to be working from the corner in. It's not going to be anywhere else. You can't do it long ways just because of the way the umbrella is shaped. You're going to be literally pressing from corner in. And I'm going to show you here. Yeah, delayed comments. I know, and I always forget I have a delay, so sorry about that. So these are 8 by 8. I got 4 of them on a 13 by 19 sheet. So I'm just going to cut those apart right now. I don't know about where you're at, but everybody's all panicked over the flu, the coronavirus, things like that. But I'll tell you, all of my grandkids have right now either have had strep throat. I got one little one down right now. He's almost 2. He'll be 2 next month. He's got strep throat. My 3 of them have had like the bad case of diarrhea. So they've went through like a stomach bug and some throwing up. So they've done that. Oh, my husband was sick one day. Thank goodness it's only been one day, but the stomach bug kind of thing has been seeming to last a little bit here. What kind of paper do I use? I use the A-Sub 125G. And one of the questions that seems to get answered or asked a lot, people will message me, or I see it a lot in other groups, sublimation groups, is your prints look dull. So if you are new to sublimation, let me tell you, your prints will not look vibrant until they're pressed. So from what you print to what you press is completely different looking, so do not panic. Okay, so I will show you. Not super vibrant. You could see. Now this looks like it is straight on, but this is actually mirrored. Remember, the camera is mirroring this, okay? So this is, you got to mirror your images, but they're a little bit dull. Some things are duller than the others, and sometimes you got to remember too with sublimation, what you necessarily color you print here might turn out a whole different color when you press it. I know the teals that I print do never ever look teal. They always kind of have a blue navy color to them, and then when I press them they turn out a real vibrant teal. So remember that if you're new, okay? So don't panic if your prints do not look vibrant. It's when you press is what makes the difference. Okay, so I am doing this just on like a movable island that I have in my kitchen. I found that was easiest. Let me put me down a little bit here now. I'm gonna be off camera a little here. I am using my heating, my ironing pad, and this is just like a tabletop ironing pad. I got this on Amazon. I'll put a link to it when I'm done. I think this was like 20 bucks. This is made by Whitmore heating pads or ironing pad, and it's on Amazon. And then I am using my Cricut pillow. And if you know, when I'm doing fabric items or any items that need to be raised a little bit or need some even pressure to them, I love my pressing pad. And this is just by Cricut. You can also get them on Amazon, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, and even Walmart.com has these. So I am going to use that. I got heat tape and some butcher paper. Okay, so I am going to lay my butcher paper down, and then let me see if we can see. Can you guys see this? Because I got a lot of comments here. Okay, I can see. Oh, you can't get me on the tablet? Oh, well, I'll have to remember that then. I will just use my phone. Okay. Oh, that's crazy. I wouldn't have known that. Okay, so I'm going to be using, the best way to do your umbrellas is kind of, you're going to be working at a corner space. So even if this was my heating press, I'm only going to be, you're going to need to pull it out toward the edge of your table, and you're going to be working on like at the corner, because that's the way the umbrella is going to go in. So then I'm going to use my butcher paper. I'm going to put this down. Okay. And this is probably the hardest of the part of doing this, is figuring out how your umbrella is going to fit in your space, okay? Because even with your heating press, you are going to have to make sure that you don't catch these rubber or plastic, I should say, end caps in your press, because they will melt, okay? So like I said, you could do this on the heat press or you can do this with the easy press. I'm using the easy press. I used it yesterday too. I just found it a little bit easier than trying to move my heat press on my table and bring it out to the corner so that I can work this in. This area just worked easier for me, but it's not impossible because I've done at least 50 of these umbrellas for my husband's business, maybe even a little bit more. I've done them all on the heat press, except for yesterday's was the first time I used my Cricut Easy Press. So then I just lay this down so that this is flat, okay? Because I need to, this is where I'm going to be pressing at. All right. So just remember, if you're using the heat press, to keep your plastic end caps out of there. Some people like to remove and take these out of the end caps and do that. But let me tell you, these are, I don't know if you can see this, these are fastened in here on your, I guess, arms. And when you take these out of here, all it does is ruffle this up and you got to stretch it out anyways. I don't bother with it. You know, I'm too impatient for the things that I do. That is one thing that I can say. I'm very impatient with crafts. I don't like waiting for paint to dry. I don't like, okay, get this down a little bit better. I'm just very impatient when it comes to crafting. So if it's more work for me, I don't want to do it. And taking that off, having to re-stretch it out anyways, is more work. So no point in it for me. This is how I do it. I just leave it right together and then I work it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my print and I am going to put it on. Like I said, this is an 8x8. You could do 9x9, probably even up to a 10x10 on this. And then I just eyeball it. I don't go too far up. I keep it a little bit more toward the bottom and only maybe about 3 inches up, 4 inches from the bottom, because I want it to really be seen. And the further up you get, of course, the less people are going to see it. And then I tape, tape, tape. And let me tell you, you are going to need to tape, tape, tape these, because umbrellas ghost very easily. And when I say very easily, I mean very easily. This is probably one of the most tricky items that I have pressed. Okay, sorry, I got a phone call. Never fails, right? So this is one of the most trickiest items that I have pressed with ghosting. I've tried heat sprays on these, you name it, I've tried it. That's why. I'm wondering why in the world is this crazy here. There we go. And this is one of those items where this ghosts very easily. So before you sell these or offer to sell these, this is one of those items I'm going to tell you, and I tell you this every time. You will need to practice these because these ghost so easily. Okay, so I'm doing 400 degrees, 45 seconds. No, I don't pre-press this. Oh wait, I don't have my pressing pillow under it now correctly, so hold on. And then feel to make sure that your pressing pillow is covering your image. It wasn't there. And then I do 400 degrees, 45 seconds, just lay it down, start my Cricut. So no, I don't pre-press these. And yeah, Maria, I'm all about less work, because if I don't need to take it off of, take them out of the end caps and do it, then I'm not. I'm just leaving it on here and I'm pressing it. Same result, less work for me. So these you have to be really super careful with. So I'm going to tell you, before you start taking orders for these, please do your homework and practice, because you're going to need it on these. I've had so many that ghost. I still get them that ghost. So the best thing is I just lift straight up. I try not to mess with this image too much. And I give it a second to let it sit for just a second so that it's, I give it time to hopefully not ghost, because they do. These ones, umbrellas are very finicky. And I'm not a fan of spray adhesive, so I've tried it. I just don't work well with it. And then I kind of, after it's set for a second, I kind of then just hurry up and lift it off. Okay. So down one. And then all we do is rotate to the next. And we're just going to do all four sides. And I do get a new sheet of paper underneath. I do notice that it will come through to the other side. Sometimes, sometimes not. So I'm just changing out top and bottom as I'm doing them. And I don't measure. I'm an eyeballer. But I do like to tape all four sides when I do it. Just to prevent as much as I can. Blowout paper on the top. If you ever hear anybody call it blowout paper, what it just is it's just your butcher paper on top. 45 seconds. I love the print. Yes, this print is in my Etsy shop for sale. Can you tell her the name of the shop? I will have a link on this video, but if you go to, just start scrolling through the Facebook group here, and you'll see some designs. Stop at it. There's always a link to my shop. Plus, I think I need to repin it again. I moved it the other day. What is your design? This one is called Without the Sunshine. And then again, I'm just going to leave it set for a second, because these are so finicky. Did you see my comment? Can you tell her the name of your shop? What is your design? Did you see my comment? April, if the comment was for me, no. I only, on my phone, that's the only thing about it, I only get to see like 4 comments before it starts scrolling through. So if it was for me, you can ask again. Okay. So with these, definitely do not remove the, don't remove the transfer right away. Leave it set for a second, okay? And let it finish kind of calming down, doing its magic, working, so. Umbrellas, though, they are great for if you want to give a realtor or if you want to market to a real estate company, these are great for that. Realtors love them for their house showings with their names, as well as the doormats. They are back in stock again at Home Depot. At least my Home Depot is carrying them once again. And everybody panics over that every year. And let me tell you, every year it's the same thing. They're in, they're out. They're back again. So don't panic over the doormats. When it's getting toward the end of season, toward the end of summer, we're going to have another clearance on them. It happens every year, same way. So when you see them coming toward the end of summer, grab them up. They'll be back again in the fall. If you purchase an easy press, do you need to purchase the pressing mat also? I'm going to tell you, before I even purchased an easy press, you will always need a mat. A pressing pad, a pressing mat is something you are always going to use if you ever plan on doing any fabric items. They're great for pillow covers, towels. I use them for getting some even pressure where on some of my coasters, my Scrabble tile coasters, I use those on that pressing pad. It just gives a more even pressure for certain items. So I'm going to say you don't need it with that, but you absolutely need to get a pressing pad, pillow. And you have to have something underneath an ironing mat for sure. It's going to burn your surface. So those are some staple items that you absolutely have to have. And I will say some of the staple items is definitely your pressing pillow. Grab one of those for sure. Okay. And this is the last one. Look how fast these go. These are super fast, super quick to make. They easily sell for $20, $25, even upward to $30, depending on what you're putting on it, how big of a design you're doing it. Very, very quick, very good profit margins on these. So if you plan on doing them though, I'm going to tell you, please practice them. Because these are definitely one of the ones that ghost the easiest. Of everything that I've done, these ghost the easiest. And I press a lot of things. But I find that the easy press is just easier for me than trying to get these into the heating, my heat press. So I like the easy press for these. I use my easy press a lot, not all the time, but I've been using it a lot. There's certain things that I just like it for, and I found that I love using it for the umbrellas as well. Did I ever get asked to make an entire panel design? I have not, and to be honest with you, unless you're taking this out of the arms, I don't know how you could really get all the way up into the very top. That would be kind of hard. Yeah, April, you know, the heat press is great. Don't get me wrong, because I probably use it a good 90% of the time, but there are certain things that I just love this easy press for, and it just makes it easier than, you know, taking it and putting it on my bigger presses. This is one of the things. And of course the blankets. The blankets was really the first thing that I started using my easy press on. It's 400 degrees, 45 seconds. Is my press the newest one? Yes, it is. The other one I think only goes up to like 380 or something like that. I never bought the older one. I bought the new one when it came out because it came at a higher degree. easy was that? This would be a quick money maker for you. Umbrellas never go out of style. They're an essential of life. Okay, and here we are. Okay, all done. I know it's a little hard to see on camera, but here we are. We are done. So these are great money makers. Like I said, I sell them about $20, $25. You can get upward to $30 depending on, you know, what you're putting on them. Easy, and they are great marketing tools. Okay, so simple and easy, and you can use any umbrella. It doesn't have to be the Home Depot ones. I love the golf umbrellas, but you know those little ones you put in your purse. Here, let me move you up now so that I'm not scrunched down. There we are. Any ones that you put in your purse, anything like that. And of course, if you can get them with the white panels, they're the best. You know, sublimation works best on light colored or white, of course, being the best. What time and pressure again, please? There's no pressure. It's the easy, I'm doing the easy press, the Cricut easy press is what I used. 400 degrees, 45 seconds. FedEx is here. His daily trip. Have you done monograms or personalization? It's funny because I have not yet, but last night I just started working on some monogram letters. So be watching for that within the next 2 days is my goal. Now remember, I'm saying is my goal. So don't hold me to that. I don't like to tell you guys things because sometimes, you know, Ian's come back and my flooded with messages on why isn't it out. But, you know, I have a life outside of Facebook as well. So, and things get in the way. My goal is to have these monogram letters out, and within the next day or two, I would have the whole alphabet. That way you can go ahead and do some monogram letters on them because that would be so pretty. And my son is getting married this year in July, and it is an outdoor wedding. So I am actually going to do the black and white ones for the wedding and give them to guests for, you know, I'm going to give a bunch of them out and have them as guests. So these would be great to promote for bride, grooms at a wedding. So my son's is outdoor. This is going to be perfect. So I'm going to probably do about 20 of these to hand out to the guests at the wedding. You know, you really can't do a whole lot because of you don't want people being blocked by umbrellas, but yet you still want to get them out there because people are going to be walking around. We're going to be doing photos. It's a whole outdoor weekend wedding. My daughter had one 10 years ago. Their family owns, my ex-husband's family owns a huge piece of property in a country. And they have an old farmhouse on it, and they do a lot of events there. So we're going to be there again this year, and it's beautiful. So we're going to be walking the grounds. They have like 200 and some acres. And these would be great for people to have and walk the grounds, be able to sit out with. And if it does have a chance of rain, hey, we got some umbrellas. Where to purchase these? I got these, the black and white you can find at Home Depot. At least that's where they had them last year, and I want to say I got a bunch in October. Might have been September. And the blue and white ones I just found at Lowe's. I was there the other day and I seen them. So you have a hard time with the umbrellas ghosting. Yes. I didn't like the spray. So let me say tape was my friend, and I did show you. Leave it set. After you press it, make sure that press comes right down on it. And if you're doing a heat press, you're going to want light pressure. You don't need hard pressure on this. Maybe like a light medium. And leave it set for a second before you pull that off and see if that'll help you with ghosting. I don't like spray. I've got some of the good sprays, and I feel, And I don't know if maybe it's something that I'm doing wrong, but I feel that sometimes some of my problems is the spray doesn't work well and it gives that blast of spray and then I get them water droplets and then it ruins my image. So there I was having a hard time with a certain spray. So then I changed, I got another spray, and once it's pressed in my heat press and my clamshell kind of pops up and gives a little bit, I try to lift it easy, but the positional spray, or not, the heat spray it's evaporated. So now my paper moves. So it's still not sticking there. So I'm not a fan of, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. So I've just kind of scrapped the idea on tape works good for me. So that's what I've been using. Congratulations of the wedding. Yeah, it's the last of my children to be married. So we've had all of our kids married except for our son now, and he's getting married. Do I have a preference with, I don't know if this is hard to, this is what I use, heat tape. So I would say I'm getting more of a clear kind of tape when I do it. And I make sure it's specific. I don't buy it off of Amazon. I do buy off of Condi. This is where, because I did use one time off of Amazon, and even though it was marked as a heat tape, it did not do me well. It gave me some residue and some discoloring. So I only buy this one off of Condi. What will I put on the weddings for the umbrellas for the wedding? I don't know yet. So I'm kind of been just throwing around some ideas, and I'm sure once I get them made, I'll post. I'll post some ideas out there for weddings, because this would be great to market to the brides, grooms, anytime, because these are great for weddings. These are great to, even if they wanted to get some, if it's raining out, they could get some cute shots with it, kind of hidden with it a little bit, with maybe their Mr. and Mrs. on it. So I just thought that these would be adorable. Time and temp, it is 400 degrees, 45 seconds, and then I just lay the easy press right on it. But if you're going to do the heat press, it's like a light medium. And please, don't forget, if you are doing these under the heat press, make sure, very, very, very important, that you are watching where your plastic caps are sitting. Do not have them in there at all. You're going to need them to be outside of your heat press, or those will melt and they will ruin your whole umbrella. Okay, so these umbrellas are very inexpensive. $5.99 at Lowe's, and I wanted to say they are $5.98 at Lowe's. And I think the ones over, at least last year, they were a little bit cheaper at Home Depot, but they might have raised their prices. And this is what I get, a 60-inch golf umbrella. But any umbrella will work. So if you want to do some purse-sized umbrellas, things like that, hey, go for it. Okay, let me turn off my easy press. Okay. So my Cricut Easy Press has come in handy a lot lately. I've been using it for some quick things, and I think it works really good for sublimation. Okay, I don't think Shar saw your comment, Lisa. I might not have. Sometimes it scrolls through so quickly. I know yours are probably on your end. I don't know if it's coming like mine does. Sometimes I'll get 3 pop up at one time and not just like scrolling through. So sometimes I miss them. So Home Depot's probably, and Lowe's is probably going to be wondering what is going on with this sudden surge of umbrellas going out the door. And let me tell you, I find these always by the registers. I've never found them anywhere else. My Home Depot, and like 3 of them that I've got them from, they've all been on the contractor side. I don't know why they're not down on the regular the regular side, like where most customers go. But if you go down where the contractors and that, kind of like by the garage door kind of things and the bigger doors, they are usually down at that end. So that's where I find them at. Either 2 or 3 of mine, they're on the contractor side, but they're usually at the registers. That's the only place they usually are. I've not found them anywhere else. Your Easy presently hates to 360. Yeah, I don't know if that would work because with sublimation, it has to be a little bit of a higher heat. I'm not sure. I've never done it at that low of a heat. Yes, sublimation doesn't run when it gets wet, because the way sublimation works is it starts as an ink, but it changes into a gas. So once it's pressed, the gas is released, and then it becomes part of your fabric. So I always say the sublimation print, if it's done correctly and on the right kind of fabric, it is going to probably outlast your fabric. That print is going to stay there. It doesn't fade over time. I have washed numerous things, especially like my kitchen towels. I throw them in bleach. That bleach does not affect it. I have, and I left this out as an experiment, but I have garden flags. I left 2 garden flags out this year. One is an always sun, like continual sun, never gets out of the sun. And then I have one in a part shade, part sun. And I'm going to show that here coming probably around Memorial Day, because that'll be the year. I left those out. And even the sun, you know, as harsh as the sun is, let me tell you, the sun can be probably the most harsh thing we have to anything. My colors are still there. Now, they have faded some, and I'm going to compare that to the others, and we're going to go over that one day. But my flag still looks fairly good. Yeah, so yeah, bleach doesn't affect it. And like I said, my flags outside, they've been in constant sun, they've been in snow, they've been in rain, they've been in wind, and they are looking good. So I left them out. I left 2 of them out just as an experiment for you guys so that you can see what they look like. And I was interested as well. I wanted to see how well sublimation does on flags and being outside, because I had that question a lot last year, and they're holding up really well. Okay, so that's how sublimation works, guys. It turns into a gas and becomes part of your fabric. All right, does anybody else have any more questions, any more comments? Okay, I have some things planned for maybe the beginning of next week. And then, yeah, we're early today, so this was a quick tutorial. So, and I do have some things coming in, always trying new things, seeing what we could do for you guys, what we can get out there to offer. And sometimes, you know, I like to kind of think outside of the box with things and rework some of the times the items that we might have, like we did with the coasters. You know, those were a great thinking outside of the box kind of thing, using them as Scrabble towels. So Maria, you made some small license plates to put on the side of the mailbox. Yeah, I mean, if you got the right material for the job, it actually, sublimation is beautiful and will last you. I will post the live, Shannon, so don't worry about that. I always let it replay. So, okay. If you, so let me end this right now with this. If you are watching this live and you were here, thank you for joining. If you watch it as a replay, just hashtag replay. I am still considering doing an evening live here one night. I didn't get a chance to get my studio lights up, and I thought that the umbrellas would be really hard for me to do, trying to get my studio lights up and get my table up. So, but now that I see where I put it, I probably could have done this in the evening. But I am going to try to work a little bit into maybe doing some evening shows. with the kids with it for a straw. I haven't yet, so, but hey, I got things coming in every day. FedEx just delivered some more items. And it's so funny because I get so excited because I don't remember everything I order, but I get orders, deliveries in probably about 3 times a week, just from FedEx. And then that doesn't even mention I get from UPS too. So I get so excited because I don't know what's out there. So I'm going to go out on my porch and I'm going to go find out what I ordered. And then I'll be working those for you guys. All right, everybody. So if you're watching this as a replay, push hashtag, please comment hashtag replay. And everybody have a blessed day.